This shouldn't be a thing.
If you ever have a thing that should not be, you can send it on to Calvin and me. And you can use, actually, the Jane Says email, janesays@civicmedia.us, janesays@civicmedia.us. Send us your tisbats, send us your guest ideas, send us your topics. We'd love to hear from you, but that is where you can find us for right now. That email still works, janesays@civicmedia.us. Today's article comes from the AFP. And then no byline today, that's it. It's entitled Wrong Crown Jewels, Streaker Bears All for Japan Emperor. Now, before we get going, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I have to confess that I don't know certain things, and I feel kind of like a dodo bird right now, Calvin. I didn't know that Japan still had an emperor. I thought that went away. So
I guess I didn't know that I didn't know that they didn't have an emperor.
And
I guess I would assume it's kind of similar to the royal family in England.
Yeah, in which we also mean no disrespect to the Japanese emperor if he is listening to this show right now. If he is, then awesome. Let us know your thoughts. Civic Media app, baby. Are you in Tokyo? Where are you in Japan right now, sir? Emperor? I don't know how to, there's Mr. President, there's Prime Minister, never referred to an emperor, but Emperor Naruhito was finished giving his 2026 greeting from a balcony at the Imperial Palace in Tokyo when a man in the front row in the gardens removed his clothes and climbed over a barrier but was immediately restrained. The Tokyo police took him away in a blanket and led him away. The investigative sources told the broadcaster that the man in his 20s, who was not named, had announced on social media his intention to strip naked at the annual address. The event includes brief remarks, no briefs from this man. He was naked. And from the emperor, and he waves to the crowd with the rest of the imperial family from the balcony. It sounds once again, like you said, Calvin, very much like the King of England, like you make an address, wave a little, and you go back inside, maybe have some tea. It says, legend has it that the royals are descendant from the sun goddess Amaterasu and can trace their lineage back thousands. Now I just feel like they're just giving a history of the emperor because that was it. The story is basically the guy announced to the world he was going to do it. He did it, and in much like just like what I equate to what can be Japanese efficiency, it happened. They covered him and they took him away. There's no status on the person who did it. It seems like it was dealt with. The family, the family of the emperor with the emperor is no political power under the post-war constitution, but remains hugely symbolic. So yeah, it's basically like the King of England or the royal family. So it's a nice little thing to do. It's decorative, if you will. Sorry, Mr. Naruhito, Emperor Naruhito. But yeah, that seems like a very interesting story to me. Just like, you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go streak the emperor. And I did it. And I got taken away. And that's it. And that leads us to the end of another edition of
This shouldn't be a thing.